might be just a little test to see if everything works perfectly, but today we'll be trying to make a mini map for games and dreams. So, shall we begin? So, I already started collecting stuff in the gadgets like tags, movement sensors, and angle sensors to try to get vectors and stuff like that to be able to calculate position on a mini map that would appear about here. This was just to show you what I've done so far. So those are number displayers to, let's see if I select these. Okay, so when you move this or rotate this, so if you move this, you see some numbers are changing, so that's position. And if you rotate it, you'll see that those are let's see, what are those actually? Should be, let's see what I've connected to these. Okay, that was the angle sensor, but you can remove this and have something else connected to it, like if you want to see a vector relative to the forward vector, which would be positive x in this case. When you rotate it, you see this represents a direction, those x, y, and z. I should probably put an x, y, and z. Actually, I'd probably copy this. I can't do this like that, but I can do this here. Where did I put that? Okay, this, make a copy, and a copy. Okay, it's not the time. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, so let's fix this. I have to use grid snap to place the UI elements like that. Okay, now the Y's will be easier to read with the okay, now we can continue. All right, so the intention here is to try to use the actual level space direction for player object. So this is a microchip you would put in the player object, maybe a character, a spaceship, anything that you use to play the game. And this would be the other chip here. The other chip here should be inside every object that you want to appear on the map. Okay, so the intention here is that this okay, so never mind those outside players. I was just doing some tests for this here. Everything should be inside the microchips. It makes things much cleaner. Alright, so basically what I'm sending here, I'm sending the screen space transform information to I'm transmitting it to the object that will receive that information to calculate its position on the map. So this is the receiver that received the information, and I use a splitter to get the translation data from the actual tag here. So you can use a tag without any need for it to be detected. You can use a tag to get the everything about screen space transform, which is translation, rotation, and scale. But we only use the translation that data for it. So basically, what the translation here is simply the screen space position of an object in every axis. So that's what I'm displaying here. So this is what I'm displaying right here. Okay, we should probably close these. Whoops, not what I intended to do. Just select these so it will still appear. Alright. Well, there's not a trick if you want them to constantly appear without selecting anything. Okay, those are still open. Okay, there's a trick. You just press the R2 button and just pause it. So then it would always be there, and even if you are paused, if you move an object, okay, that was not intentional. So if you move an object, we'll still register everything you do to it. Okay. Now if you rotate this, when you rotate, maybe position might change just a little bit because it's not always rotating from the center. But as you can see, now align to grid, right. Okay, isn't there a way to align it? Let's see. Okay, well, okay, it has been displaced quite a bit, so let's put it back to 0. So it's a good indication to know if you are in the right direction. Now it looks like I'm in the negative X direction. So just simply rotate it twice until rotate it around 180 degrees. Just put it back where it was. It should be. Alright, so let's try this like that. Okay, so it's slightly above here, but if you it should align. Okay, it's pretty much oops. So we're back at the origin and we're facing the X is facing the one direction. So you're going to test it if you will still always have the same direction. You can simply use Y. It should say Y is at 1. Okay, and for Z is the side-to-side direction. It's at 1. So basically the game is simply, I think it uses positive up, positive right, and positive forward. Some games or some engine will use another coordinate system, or will have the Z being the forward and X being the right or left, depending. Or you could have Z up, Y forward, or whatever. But in dreams, Y is up, X apparently is forward, and Z is appears to be right. So okay. Okay, so I'm not sure if we're gonna use velocity here, but basically what it means is you could probably use velocity in all axes to calculate something like leading shots toward the target. So by some vector calculation, you can calculate where to shoot to actually have your projectiles connect with the target when it arrives at the same point in space and time, because it's all about how fast you're. To explain this in more straightforward way, uh, when you shoot at something, if it's moving, if you shoot right where you see it, you will miss, because by the time the projectile will get to the position you were aiming at, the object will have moved, so it won't be at the correct place when the projectile arrives uh, at the target location. So leading shots means that you will try to shoot where the object will be when the projectile will be at a certain point in space. So this are used to calculate when and where uh, it will attain the target. Okay, was only a short stream to explain what's all about, and I might provide a link to the video in Discord, ACERT's Discord, if you know about ACERT. Probably everyone that would follow this channel here will know about the ACERT. He's the mastermind of Dreams Logic. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Maybe we might be back in a few hours, making this stuff, or just making it. I'm gonna have to figure it out first, and then try to teach you how to do this. Okay, so basically those is what we will do. Minimap for games. And before I leave, I just have to say it will be plug and play, so everything that will be needed for it to work will be provided in those chips. So you just put the chips in the appropriate object you want them to be. Like this microchip, I should rename. Should be renamed. I don't know, map origin, and those are the map blips that will appear like blips on the radar. So anything that will create a blip on the radar should have that chip, and it will be pretty much a standalone chip. You won't have to connect it to anything from your object's microchip, but it would be recommended to put this microchip in your object main microchip, but should be always powered on. Okay, so it will be easy to use. You won't have to do much anything. Maybe something like if you want to increase or decrease the range of the map in range in meters. So if you want a map that only shows object in a 10 meters area, I will provide maybe a slider that would change the map calculation based on the max distance you want to set it the map for to detect the objects that will appear on the map. Okay, so Goodbye. Have a nice day. Ending broadcast now. There you go.